So here is a soap dish that I carved maybe a month ago and did the molding of it and stuff like that. And here's a mold I did of the soap dish. Now I got all the molding stuff and casting stuff and epoxy stuff to make something else right now. Now I'm not really too happy with this. It's I just kind of rushed it. There's a wood spirit here and a wood spirit here. And yeah, here's an ashtray that I did maybe a few weeks back. This is Western Red Cedar, and I show Susie Bandit. And then afterwards, I put epoxy on it because this wouldn't be a very good ashtray because this is super soft Western Red Cedar. Because you could catch your house on fire. So I suggest anybody that just does the wood ashtrays maybe to use a super hard type of wood and give it some good coats of clear coat sprays. But I poured the epoxy on this one. So I was gonna mold this one, make a mold out of it, but I just kind of thought that mold stuff's not cheap because I wanted to see the wood grain because you see the bumps in it here. But I thought for this one, I thought it would probably basically be a waste of money. It would be too much money to mold something so simple. So here we have is a piece of Western Red Cedar, old piece of fence board. This is an ashtray, and what I'm going to do is there's not going to be no carving on this. I'm going to be carving wood spirits all the way around here, and I'm going to mold it, and I'm going to cast it in epoxy resin. Now, because I said there's not going to be much filming, I'm going to show you guys most of the burrs that I'm going to be using. I'm just looking for the burrs now. Where are they? Come on. These are little metalworking burrs you buy on Amazon. You get sets of 20. Well, there's a couple diamond working. This is like a diamond bit here. But these are metalworking burrs, and they're pretty cheap. So these are really good for small carvings, small details. So I probably will end up using like the Kutzall taper burr on this. Where is it? To hog out some wood. This just because it's a small carving. Like this carving would probably take longer to do than an owl chainsaw carving because it's so much smaller and your bits are smaller. Just because the piece is smaller doesn't mean it's going to be faster. Smaller pieces, smaller detailing, right? So this is going to take me probably at least 3 or 4 hours to do, a few hours. So I'm just going to carve this wood spirits all around, and then we'll do the casting and molding. And this is just something that I like to do. This is kind of maybe hopefully give you guys ideas. If you have super hardwood, you can make an ashtray. Not that everybody in the world smokes anymore, but people smoke weed, and weed's basically legal in North America here, so it might be a good thing to give some of your burner buddies ashtray. I don't know.
And these are just like people. Some of them are tall, some short, some heavy, some very thin. So tree trunks grow however makes them happy. So don't be afraid to experiment and put in all kinds of weird ones. I think probably nothing will teach you more than just experimenting. Do as many different things as you have the nerve to do. Shoo, just go for it. There. Sometimes you learn more from mistakes than you do from trying so hard. Sometimes you learn more from mistakes than you do from trying so hard. Sometimes you learn more from mistakes than you do from trying so hard. So anytime you make a mistake, before you get upset with it, look at 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 it. Sometimes those mistakes turn into be the best learning devices we have. Sometimes those mistakes turn into be the best learning devices we have. We have. There we are. And I mentioned on one of the other shows, maybe even a different series, I don't remember, I get letters from people who say they're just not satisfied with what they're doing, that their paintings they're just not coming out the way they want them. And I think if there's a secret to human nature, it's the fact that we aren't satisfied. We're never satisfied. I hope you're absolutely plagued with dissatisfaction through your whole life. Because if you are, you'll always strive to do better. And over I tell my students, if you ever do a painting you're completely satisfied with, you might as well quit. because you have nowhere else to go. There. And the next one that I do is going to be my masterpiece. Probably won't be this one, but the next one.
All right, so that was probably about 30 minutes carving, I'd say. So, wood spirit, wood spirit, wood spirit, and where's the last one? Yeah, wood spirit right here. So there's 4 wood spirits. So this is going to have to be a compass thing, like north, west, east, south. I'll put that, carve that maybe in there later. So like I said, I'd probably say I got to do a voice after this, but I did use this RAM microcarver. The iCube's probably the best, most affordable one. If you want to go over to the RAM site, just Google. I'll find the iCube carver on the RAM site listed. Oh, slow down, Jordy. I will find the RAM site online. I will post a link to the RAM IQ carver listed below. Now, if you use the code CFusion or Carving Fusion, you'll save yourself 5 or 10%. Now, I really suggest the RAM products. I like this one. It doesn't stall. I had other ones that stalled. So yeah, that's that. This is not the iCube. This is the bigger system, but the iCube, I got one of those too, and I think it's fantastic. So I do not make any money from RAM. The code is actually, when I spoke to the owners at RAM, they said, "Do you want to make money from me selling?" I said, "No, I'd rather people save money when they buy it." So if it's not the proper code CFusion or Carving Fusion, just email them at RAM and say that you're from Carving Fusion, and they'll help you out the best they can. Now, make sure when you order the RAM iCube, you get the one with the 1/8 collet. You can get a reducer, so it takes a smaller collets too. So, anyways, okay, the RAM iCube. Use the code Carving Fusion or CFusion in capitals. Make sure you get the hand piece that has the 1/8 collet, because the standard burr size is the 1/8 for the shafts here. But you can get a reducer that fits inside that 1/8, and then you can use a smaller burrs too. So I did it basically this whole carving with the Kutzall taper burr. This here, like I'm gonna have to say in the voiceover, and then this is the silver one. So this is the normal one. Kutzall burrs come in 3 strengths: extreme, normal, and fine. So extreme is black, normal silver, and fine is gold. So here is the silver one, the normal one, and this one would be the gold one. Super fine. So I don't know if you can see the difference between the two. Where's the extreme one? I had it here. Anyways, so yeah, that's the deal with these Kutzall burrs. So that's what I did all these wood spirits with. Now, yeah, some of you might be like, "Oh no, a friggin' wood spirit ashtray." Now, well, yeah, it's a wood spirit ashtray. I've always wanted to carve one, and that's what I'm doing. And I really don't care. I've even had family members say to me, "Well, why don't you try carving something else besides wood spirits?" Well, when I want to carve something else besides wood spirits, I will carve something else besides wood spirits. I want to carve this ashtray. I'm carving this ashtray, and I really don't give a shit what you think. Now, I got this little diamond burr on here. It's probably like 60 grit. It's aggressive. Now I got to run around and clean up this whole piece with this, because you got to remember, I'm going to cast this. I'm going to make a mold, and I'm going to cast it. So when you're using, just carve Rob is really good at carving smaller faces like this. His YouTube channel's Just Carve Rob, everybody. He's really good at doing little caricatures and stuff like that. So I'm not the best at doing smaller carvings like this. But I try. And here, this is a jeweler's mask. So, this, I can't really show it, but here it is. All right. So this is a magnifier right here. This is a magnifier. And if it's not magnified enough, then you got another one. You could just fold this magnifier, click it in there. Then you also got this one. This is just a cheap one I bought on Amazon or something. It's got lights on it. Or I maybe bought this at a flea market or something local. So lights on each side. So this really helps when you're getting into small little tiny carvings like this, because it really magnifies it. So I'm pretending that I got this magnifier. I got it on right now, and I'm carving this. When I magnify it, everything looks so rough and so crazy. But it's magnified so much by the time you're done it. And if you spend the time to magnify it and clean everything up, and then you pull off the magnifier and just look it through your eyes or through your glasses, man, it's going to look super clean because like this magnifies. So this is something huge to have for any type of wood carver or artist or jeweler or whatever you are. This you can get these on Amazon. I got those, just the glasses one. I thought they were really stupid. But so yeah, this takes batteries and stuff, and it just tightens up to your head like a hard hat kind of deal right here. So anyways, I'm gonna use this. No sense me filming using this. I'm gonna run around, clean everything up, and hopefully we'll just get her done. Scotch Brite. Northeast, southwest. I had to look that up on the thing, on the Google, to make sure I had that right. So, when I was carving this one, my impatience made the, oh no, not that one. Where is it? Oh no. Well, the nose blew out right here. So I said to myself, well, I'm just going to kind of carve it and make it like a skull. One, and this, is that the right one? Oh, well, it looked more like a skull when I had my magnifier on. Then there's this one here. Then this one, a couple of them have hollow eyes. I didn't really carve, this one has sleeping eyes. I really didn't carve too much detail in the eyes because, well, I'm not too sure how this molding holds detail. But I think it's pretty neat. It's different. I already did this case. This is just that foam board stuff. I made the case one last night. So that will be that. I'll glue that down. But what I'm going to need to do is this will be video. This will be like a few day video. I got to take it outside and spray it. Give it a good thick coat. Few thick coats with this Rust-Oleum clear. Hi, Glenn. There's the French. Satin clear. So when I do the molding, it doesn't stick to it. I don't really need to use mold release. I don't think there's any deep undercuts here for the molding, but anyways, video's not really about that. But so once you give it a few thick coats of this clear coat, you can use it as an ashtray, right? Just give it 3 or 4 coats, let it dry, and give it another coat. This is very usable as an ashtray. I gotta sign it. Let's just take the easy way out this time. Jordy. Oops. J-O-H-N-O-N. There you go. 2024. Okay, so I'll take it outside and I'll give it 2 or 3 coats with this stuff. This stuff dries pretty quick. Fast drying. Ideal for indoor or outdoor wood. This stuff doesn't last too long outdoors, but sometimes I blast my quick owls or something with this stuff. It's like at Walmart, it's like $13 or $14 Canadian a can. I go through lots of this shit. All right, so I got I sprayed it 3 times. It's now like 4 hours later. I got it in my molding case. I glued it down with a little hot glue gun. Now this is the silicone mold stuff I'm going to use, all right? I sure hope this is enough. If it's not, I got more extra stuff. So, but we'll start off with that. So I mix it up 1 to 1. I'm going to mix it in this container. I hope this container is big enough. And then I put it in this Viver. It's a degas chamber. So it degasses it and takes all the bubbles out of it. Then once that's done, then I put it in my pressure pot, and this will shrink the bubbles if there's any bubbles left.
All right, I didn't quite have enough molding for this, so I'll get this in the pressure pot and I'll have to pour some more on top. But at least it covers the carvings. You can just see through it.
All right, it's now officially the next day. I mixed up some more mold stuff really quick and poured it on there and then put it in the pressure pot. This stuff's green. The first stuff that I used was silver. I was trying to be cheap with the mold stuff. I had this older stuff. The clear stuff's older stuff. I just wanted to use it up. Then I realized I didn't have enough. So then I had to mix up some more of this stuff really quick. Then pour it in there. So I hope it worked. I hope the two parts of the rubber mold, or whatever it's called, silicone, sealed to each other. So, when you're doing this type of stuff, I think it's best not to cheap out. But anyways, this is just showing me goofing around. So there you can see it took pretty good. All right, so this is coming off pretty easy. A lot easier than the other ones that I did. Came off. This is that foam board I got from the dollar store. They suggest to use it. So maybe there's like a shinier side or a flatter side on this stuff. I don't know. But let's get this. Oh, did we have some leaks? No, didn't leak either. So let's just pull it off. Actually, we got to get it off to the back here. There we go. Perfect. Now they suggest to get a little. Actually, we can probably just pull this. I guess this would be called flash. So that's good. It didn't get underneath the ashtray. So the only really good way to tell that this mold worked is by pouring epoxy on it and letting the epoxy take. So let's pull this out really easy. And hope that it worked. So there we go. There's our wood spirit ashtray mold. I can even see that the northwest southeast is in there. So thank the Lord it worked. Good chance it wasn't going to work because I was trying to be cheap. Now, after I did this, because I've been sick the last with the stomach flu for the last week. I'm just at the tail end of it now, but I couldn't because I slept in yesterday. I couldn't sleep. So I got up at 2 in the morning. Well, no, like at dinner time, I made some soup. Okay, here's a story for you. Dinner time, I made some soup. Some Chunky Campbell's clam chowder soup. And just Rob about 2 weeks ago told me that I should make a mold for a pop can holder. So you got your pop can, you put your pop can, those things that keep the pop cans cold. They're usually cloth, but I should do an epoxy pop can holder. So then I made the soup. Then I said I had the soup can, which here it is, Chunky's New England's clam chowder. Then I had a Coke can there, and I put the Coke can inside the soup can, and it fit perfect. And it made it so there's a nice little wall, a gap around the pop can like this, all the way around inside here. So then 2 o'clock in the morning, so I knew that fit. I knew the pop can fit inside the soup can. So there's a pop can in here right now. So, oh boy, how do I explain this? So I said to myself, I woke up at 2 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I said, I'm going to go do epoxy pour some more lighters and stuff like that in my lighter case mold. But let's pour this epoxy can, soup can thing mold. Let's pour the epoxy in here. So I thought to myself, I said, okay, well, I don't want it to be, when this is done, I don't want the pop can where it doesn't fit into the epoxy holder really good. So I said, I'm going to use a full pop can, leave it full and compressed, because once you take the pop out of it, will shrink a little bit, not much, a little bit, the sides of it, and then your epoxy holder thing won't be so tight on the pop can when you put the pop can in there, or a beer can or whatever. So this is just me having fun. So there's a full pop can in here that hasn't been opened, so it's compressed. So after I poured the epoxy in here and stuff like that, I was like, oh my. I says, it was 3 o'clock in the morning by the time I was done. The epoxy was in here. I said to myself, once this epoxy heats up and starts to, what it do with this thing, starts to cure, it's going to heat that pop can and it's going to friggin' explode. So this is a fully charged pop can inside of here, but it didn't explode, so I put it in underneath my table and I put a bunch of stuff around it, so if it did explode, it wouldn't make a big mess around my room. But I had this big vision, it's like a bomb. Like, it's going to be so loud, the fire station's going to show up, like, cops are going to show up, and friggin' scientist shit, but it didn't, so that's good. So I think the only way for me to release the pressure in this pop can, because this is going to be the bottom of the mold here, this part, is to drill in here and get the pop out of there and let it drain. I had to make it a little bit bigger, so that's why this tape's on here, because the pop can was a little bit taller than the soup can, so I had to make it taller for the epoxy to fit in there. But anyways, back to this. Now, what color should I? Oh, I can't pour the epoxy in here. I gotta let this cure for another day before I can pour epoxy in here. But does not look like there's any air bubbles in here. Looks pretty clean to me. But then again, what do I know? So I think while I'm waiting for this to cure, I think you have to wait 24 hours after you pull the mold out of the thing to do it. I'm going to ask Just Carve Rob what color I should make this mold. I'll let Just Carve Rob be the deciding factor of what color this first Curving Fusion ashtray, wood spirit ashtray mold will be. But I think I'm going to put the camera higher on the thing and drill it out, and we'll see if pop goes psh. I messaged Just Carve Rob because he's got the YouTube channel. Just Carve Rob's really smart. I said, "Is this like a bomb? Is this gonna like blow up my hand?" I'm like, "Is this thing like a bomb? Is it gonna like ignite in my hand and blow my hand off?" He goes, "I don't think so." He goes, "Just drill a hole in it and get all the pop out of there, because then the pop can will be easier to get out of the mold too." So let's work on demolding this. Maybe I should put some. I think I got some gloves. I'm gonna put a leather glove on anyway, just in case it does decide to blow up. I'm just being silly, but better safe than sorry. I got to get a drill. I'm going to put the camera higher on the tripod, on the camera holder thing up here. All right, so here's a bigger view of it. Here's the drill. There's the size of the drill bit. I said if I use too small, maybe it will just give it more like, if it's too small, it will just spray up more. So, because there's still lots of pressure in there. I don't know. Now, I don't even know if there's any pressure in there. And I got this I Love Michigan shirt. This is I Love Michigan shirt. It was too small for me. My buddy bought it for me. He was a truck driver, but it was way too small for me, so it's a rag. So anyways, let's see if I can do this. Yeah. So I got this shirt because if it sprays out of here like crazy, I can put the shirt over it and then muzzle the spray. Anyways, let's give her a try. I just don't know. Sorry, you're not going to be able to see that great, but nothing. No pressure at all. Thank the Lord. Yeah, there you go. No pressure at all. I can even drink this Coke if I want to. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I'm going to go pour it out in the sink. Actually, I should pour it out in a cup and drink it, but not with the stomach flu. I don't want to be drinking Coke. See, I'm in the bathroom sink now. Now I can really shake it. Then it gets out of there. That's how you get the Coke out of the can for the epoxy pour. Just shake her. Anyways. All right, so that worked perfect. Now let's get this. I used sandpaper from my sandpaper roll for this top stuff here because it was kind of like the perfect size, and it was just there. So I do know that I'm going to get this. So there's that. So that worked good. There's probably easier ways, but I don't know. Don't be a Geordie. That's all I got to say to that. So there we go. There's the epoxy above here. Now I got this little cutting disc, because how am I going to pull this out of here? So I'm going to have to cut this can down this side and then down this side and then split it. And I got this little cutting disc. This is a little Dremel cutting disc. I'll just go along here really lightly until I feel it cut through the metal. Down here, down the other side, and then hopefully it will just come apart. But sometimes life ain't that easy. But I'll cut it in and I'll try and spread it apart with you guys here. Can you see this Dremel bit? I do got diamond bits around somewhere too. Oh yeah, here's one here. This one's a diamond bit, diamond cutter, but it's dull. I forget what I used it on. Yeah, anyways. Ow! That's not the right screwdriver. There it is. Anyways, I'll get this done. Oh, don't cut your fingers. Oh boy. There's half of it done. There's the second half. Now, I forgot it was going to be bumpy on the inside. I'm not worried about these cut marks now. I can sand those down later. Now, you know, I just did this kind of as a rush, silly thing. Now I gotta, because I gotta cut around this pop can to be able to get inside the pop can, because it's flashed. The friggin' epoxies come over the lid of the pop can, so I gotta cut it out and get this pop can out. Don't cut your fingers.
Yep, at this point, it was 100% Jordy. What the fuck were you thinking? Don't be a Jordy, everybody. Definitely 100% don't be a Jordy. Well, this epoxy is not 100% cured yet, so it's not very good for me to be doing this. It's still soft, so I'm going to wait till it's cured properly. I guess I'll have to wait till tomorrow to finish this. I got the pop can out. I got it out. Had to split it in two. But anyways.
So, anyways, here's the mess. Now, here's another full pop can. What I'm going to do is, I guess I will have to hot glue that seam in there. I made lots of mistakes pouring this mold, but I just really don't care.
I don't have my microphone, but sitting here, just kind of relaxing. Look, it's like a skull face there. See it? Eye, nose, and the mouth. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yep. Sitting here having more break, I see another face. Like, let's see. Where's a pen? The eyebrows, the nose, the mustache. See faces all over this piece. Look at this one. There's a couple eyes right here. Anyways.
All right, so this was more of a pain in the butt than anything. And I know this video is not really about this, but I sanded it, I carved it, those bumps from the paint can down. And yeah, it fits nice. So I guess I'll make another video on this. I'm going to have to mold this again because I cut it in half and I got some hot glue in here. And I don't want to carve that hot glue, so I'll have to mold it again and then carve it. But that's for another video. But yeah, it fits pretty good. I don't know what I'm going to do about molding it inside here, all the bumpy parts and stuff. We'll just have to see. But first of all, this mold is ready to go. We're going to mix up some epoxy and pour it in here. Then I'm going to put it in my pressure pot. I asked Just Carve Rob what colors he wants me to do, and he says red and gold. So that's the colors I will do, is red and gold. But first of all, I'm going to eat my McDonald's. Yep. All right, so I got this gold micro powder, and I just got a paintbrush and put the gold on here. I don't have any good red micro powder, so I just used some acrylic paint and mixed it in the epoxy here. I already got it mixed up. I know I have mixed up. I gotta adjust the microphone. I know I've mixed up too much, but I got some later cases on standby that actually I got this gold here. I gotta mix up too. So mix it up good. You don't want the colors to clump. Hopefully that hasn't kind of gone pinkish from the using this one that's already used with red, but that's okay. Okay, so there's the gold. Now, I thought I was filming and I wasn't filming, so I'm pouring this. I used acrylic paint for this one, for the red. Sorry. I used acrylic paint for the red to mix it because I don't have any red color for the pigments that I like. So I got some red here. I also got some gold mixed up. This is pigments. Put some gold in there too. Then epoxy is going to do what it wants to do. It moves around and stuff when it's drying or whatever, curing. Now I said I got extra mixed up, but I don't know. Where's my later case mold thing? So I haven't finished my Big Mac yet, or my quarter pounder. Here's my later case mold, so I'll just use up this gold. I usually put this in the pressure pot, but this isn't obviously going to be in the pressure pot this time. It's going to be the ashtray mold. And this first mold that I'm making of this Carving Fusion ashtray, just carved Rob. I know you don't smoke, but I'm sending this one to you. You can get your paintbrush, do little things here, or whatever you want to do. It's not going to look like that because it's still got to do its thing. Now I'm going to pour the rest of this into these later cases. So I always got something on standby if I mix up too. If I mix up too much to do more molds with. And I'm going to be giving away later cases for the chip-in giveaway this coming weekend. I don't know if this video will be before it or after it, but I need to have later cases. Not everybody smokes, but everybody could use a lighter sometime or another in their life. If you're stuck out in the forest or whatever. Okay, I gotta move this one over just a little bit. Yeah, I haven't done this. I haven't done these later cases. Not in the thing, so I'm curious to see if they'll get air bubbles in when this epoxy's dry. Anyways, that's what's going on here at Carving Fusion. Yeah. Don't forget to pop the bubbles with a heat gun. All right, so this pop can holder is going to be the death of me. Damn you, just car Rob, but I take responsibility for all how I did it wrong. I shouldn't have used that
can, that soup can that had the bumps in it, and then it was just a nightmare. I had to cut it in half, and then yeah, lots of stuff here, and I had to cut this in half to get the pop can out of there because I didn't use a mold release. But this black stuff here is what I did is I put epoxy sculpt on it because it's thick here, but it was really thin on this side. So you see this was really thin and it was thicker here. So I get lots of carving depth where it's thicker, but when it was too thin, if I cut through, I can fix it and stuff like that. But I wanted to make this thicker. So this is epoxy sculpt on here, and it's a lot thicker on this side now. And yeah, I kind of sanded it up. There for the epoxy, you can even see the soup can dents the way it is. That's smooth, but it looks like there's bumps in there, kind of like quilting. Anyways, that's that. That'll be another day. Yeah, this thing will be the friggin' death of me. And damn you, Jessica Rob, damn you. Yeah, but it's my own fault. I take full responsibilities. You guys, this Canadian toonie. Now I seen something online. This is what this one is. I don't know what this is. This is like this is a $2 here in Canada. But if you look here, I don't know if I can get good enough lighting. But this is a polar bear here. Now I seen something online where one of I think this polar bear foot here. There was a bunch of replicas made like frauds, counterfeit, and the front foot there is the fraud ones. The foot, what is it? I don't know. One of the feet or paws, whatever you say, is a camel toe. So I've been keeping my eyes open for the camel toed polar bear. Anyways, let's get to the point. Here is the Just Carved Rob red and gold ashtray. Now let's stop wasting everybody's time and unmold it, and because that's what this video is about, and see how the mold turned out. And just take it out slowly. And there we go. There is the wood spirit north. Everything worked out. No air bubbles. Actually, you can see the wood grain here. I don't know if it shows in the colors, but you can. And that's not even show Susie Band. Can you guys see that reflection? See the wood grain here? So that's pretty neat. So I know you don't smoke or anything, Just Carved Rob, but I'll send this to you. You can put it in your shop. And I don't know. These colors are kind of gaudy to me, but it's neat. It turned out. Well, where's the cigarette? Put it in the thing. Try it out here. Try it out there. Yeah, try it out there and try it out here. So it works good. So this was 100% success. This mold, and I can mold many more ashtrays with it now. The wood spirit, what's it called? The Four Winds. The Four Winds, actually, what is it? It goes this way. North, east, southwest. It's the Four Winds wood spirits. Because it looks like they're all blowing. Now, on the bottom here, you kind of get some, like a little lip there. It's easy. I just get my sander or sand that down, make it flat. And you put some little things on the bottom. Little feet things, fuzzy things. Now, I will sign this because this is, now I could have easily, I thought, why didn't I just get a mold, just get the ashtray and then carve it in the epoxy? But no, that's not the point of it. The point of it is, where's the wood carving? The point is, do a wood carving and make a mold out of it. Yeah. I think the next colors I'm going to use is, you got burgundy here and this yellow. I think burgundy and yellow would be pretty good. I just did some lighters with this, and they're in the thing now. So maybe I'll not finish this video yet, and I'll do one more burgundy and the yellow. That's it.
That's the idea, and it worked. So I've been thinking about this epoxy stuff over the last few days, and well, all it really is plastic junk, if that makes sense. Like, wood carvings are so much more cooler than the epoxy pours and all that stuff. And this is basically showing you guys how I have a good time. I said I want to get into bronzing, but I don't really see myself doing that because the stuff to set up the bronzing is a lot of money. Like, you need the forge and the kiln and all that stuff. Well, maybe you don't. I don't know, but it's a lot of money. And I don't have the place to do it close to home. And traffic's so crazy out there. So here's a mold of an ashtray I had. I poured it and I quickly carved it. Like, I spent 5 minutes carving this stuff. Just more plastic junk. Now, I said I was going to use those two colors, that yellow and that burgundy. Well, I put some green dye in the thing too, some micro pigments, but I pulled this out of the, see those holes right there? I pulled this out of the thing too soon, so there's bubble holes. So this is not a cheap hobby, and that's all it is. Like, look at all those holes, right? No, that's just, it's kind of like a waste of money. But you ask yourself, is it a waste of money? You're having a good time doing it. I've been sick all week, so nah, I don't think it's a waste of money. It killed some time. Here's the colors that I was going for. These colors right here. Yeah. This was, I just pulled this out of the mold. But that's what I was going for. I might do one or two more molds out of that ashtray. Here's another one that I carved today. I like them. It's kills time. It's fun to do, and I don't like. I probably don't want to spend too much time carving the wood ashtray for this because I know it's just kind of what Ben on the studio on the lake used to say. It's basically just friggin' useless art. But anyways, hope everybody's doing good. Love these colors, and that's it. Have fun. Open up your mind. Try new things. Maybe not an epoxy. It's expensive. It's messy. It's dirty to carve. It's dusty to carve. Terrible for your lungs. You got to have a good dust mask. And try new things.